Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children, I welcome you all to our online English class. In today's class, okay, we are going to be continuing the lesson, the proposal. So, in the last class, we had seen there was an argument between Natalia and Lomo regarding the ownership of the Oxen Meadows. Okay, let us continue the lesson and see what is happening. Natalia, no, it isn't at all like that. Both grandfather and great grandfather reckoned that their land extended to burnt marsh, which means that the Oxenden meadows were ours. I don't see what there is to argue about. It's simply silly. Lomo, I'll show you the documents, Natalia Stepanovna. Natalia, no, you're simply joking or making fun of me. What a surprise. We have had the land for nearly 300 years and then we are suddenly told that it isn't ours. Ivan Vassilevich, I can hardly believe my own ears. These meadows aren't worth much to me. They only come to fight Dacians and are worth perhaps 300 rubles. But I can't stand unfairness. Say what you will. I can't stand unfairness. Lomo, hear me out. I implore you. The peasants of your father's grandfather, as I have already had the honor of explaining to you, used to bake bricks for my aunt's grandmother. Now my aunt's grandmother wishing to make them a pleasant. So Natalia is telling, no, it's not like how you say. My grandfather, my great grandfathers, all of them have told us that our lands, okay, extended until the burnt marsh, okay, and this Oxen meadows are in between that. So definitely it is ours. And Lomo is telling, no, it is not like how you think. I have the documents, so it is ours. And he is also explaining to her that my aunt, okay, what she would do, she would ask the peasants of your father's grandfather to bake bricks. Okay, that is how our land came to your control. And Natalia, she is telling, no, for 300 years we have been told that this land is ours. And all of a sudden you come and claim the ownership of the land. So she is telling this is unfair and should never believe what Lomo was telling. And she is also telling that though the land doesn't cost much, it is going to be only for 300 rubles. That isn't cost much for me, but even then I am not willing to accept it. Why? Because this is unfair. So 300 years we have been the owners for it, and all of a sudden you come and you tell that you are the owner. So she was not willing to accept and the argument is continuing. Natalia, I can't make head or tail of all this about aunts and grandfathers and grandmothers. The meadow are ours, that's all. Lomo, mine. Natalia, ours. You can go on proving it for 2 days on end. You can go and put on 15 dress jackets, but I tell you they are ours. I don't want anything of yours. I don't want to give anything of mine. So there. Lomo, Natalia Stepanovna, I don't want the meadows, but I am acting on principle. If you like, I'll make you a present of them. Natalia, I can make you a present of them myself because they are mine. Your behavior, Ivan Vassilevich, is strange to say the least. Up to this, we have always thought of you as a good neighbor, a friend. Last year, we lent you our threshing machine, although on that account, we had to put off our own threshing till November. But you behaved to us as if we were gypsies, giving me my own land indeed. No, really that's not at all neighborly. In my opinion, it's even impudent if you want to know. So Natalia is telling, I don't want to know the story about the grandfather or the great grandfather or the auntie's grandmother, nothing. The land is ours and that is final. And she is also telling you can go and call how many ever people you want. You can go change your dresses or jackets, 15 jackets to 100 jackets also you wear and come. But I am not willing to accept that the land is yours because it is ours. And Lomo is telling, if you are so concerned about the land, I definitely give the land to you. I'll give it to you as a present. So this girl is getting agitated. What, you come and give my own land to me as a gift? And she is telling whether you think we don't have anything, whether are we gypsies, whether gypsies are people or nomadic people. Okay, gypsies are nomadic people. Nomadic people are people those who don't have a permanent place to live. Okay, they move on for places to, they camp at some place and they live there. So she is telling, why do you treat us as though we are gypsies? We are also landowners. So there is no need for you to present us your land. Okay, I am not willing to take anything as charity. If you want, I am ready to give you the land as present. I can make it to you as a gift. But she is telling, I am not intending to give it as a gift because it is ours. And she is also quoting an example. We thought, Natalia is telling Lomo, okay, we thought you to be a good neighbor. Last year also we lent our threshing machine which is used for threshing the grains, to separate the grains from the paddy. Okay, that is called threshing. So last year also we gave you threshing machines, and because of that our threshing job got delayed till November. We were so friendly with you, we were also ready to give up our own work to support you, and now you come and claim the land is yours, and you also tell me that you are going to gift me those land. Do you think whether we are gypsies? So guess she is agitated on this remark of Lomov. It's even impudent. Impudent means with no respect or disrespect. Okay, children. Lomo, then you make out that I am a land grabber? Madam, never in my life have I grabbed anybody else's land, and I shan't allow anybody to accuse me of having done so. Quickly steps to the carafe and drinks more water. Oxen meadows are mine. Natalia, it's not true, they are ours. Lomo, mine. Natalia, it's not true. I'll prove it. I'll send my movers out to the meadows this very day. Lomo, what? Natalia, my movers will be there this very day. Lomo, I'll give it to them in the neck. Natalia, you dare? Lomo, my oxen meadows are mine. You understand? Mine. Natalia, please don't shout. You can shout yourself hoarse in your own, but here I must ask you to restrain yourself. Lomo, if it wasn't, madam, for this awful excruciating palpitation, if my whole inside wasn't upset, I would talk to you in a different way. Else, oxen meadows are mine. So you could see the same argument. It is getting, the pace of it and the tone of it is getting even more harder and harder. This girl is also not willing to give up, and Lomo on the other hand is also not willing to give up. Both are shouting, and Lomo is telling Natalia, whether you call me as a land grabber, and I have never in my life grabbed anybody else's land, and I will not also excuse if somebody is accusing me of grabbing somebody else's land. And they both are fighting. Natalia is immediately telling, I'll send my movers to my land. Movers are instruments which are used for cutting grasses, that is called as a movers. So she is telling, I'll send all my movers to be stationed there, so that it means that it is ours. And Lomo was telling, if your people are going to come there with the movers, I am going to hit them all and them send back. So Natalia is very furious. How dare you can speak like that? And she is also telling, this is not your house to come and speak so hoarse and loud. Okay, you restrain yourself. Restrain yourself means you control. Stop yourself from doing. Restrain means stop doing. So she is asking him to stop shouting, because he was shouting. He was having palpitations. He was so angry and agitated, so he was yelling at the bottom of his voice. So this girl is telling, this is not your place to shout as in how you like, so you better keep quiet. And Lomo was telling, it is because of this palpitation I am behaving in a very controlled manner, because of this palpitation, because of the excruciating palpitation. Excruciating means what? Very painful. Only because of this I am behaving very calm. Otherwise, my approach to what you claim would be definitely different. And he is shouting the oxen meadows are his. Natalia, ours. Lomo, mine. Natalia, ours. Lomo, mine. Chubukov, what's the matter? Why are you shouting for? Natalia, Papa, please tell this gentleman who owns Oxenden Meadows, we or he. Chubukov, darling, the meadows are ours. Lomo, but please Stepan Stepanovich, how can they be yours? Do be a reasonable man. My aunt's grandmother gave the meadows for the temporary and free use of your grandfather's peasants. The peasants used the land for 40 years and got accustomed to it as if it were their own. When it happened that, Chubukov, excuse me my precious, you forgot just this, that the peasants didn't pay your grandmother and all that because the meadows were in dispute and so on. And now everybody knows that they are us. It means that you haven't seen the plan. So both of them are shouting that it is theirs, mine, yours. So this conversation was going, and immediately Chubukov is entering and he is asking them why they were shouting for. And Natalia was asking the father to tell him whose land was it. And Chubukov was telling the meadows were theirs. And Lomo is asking, why don't you be very reasonable? And he is again telling the story of this land. Okay, my aunt's grandmother gave the land to your grandfather's peasants. Okay, those peasants were working in the land for free. And because they had worked there for 40 years, they got accustomed. Accustomed means used to. It has become an habit of calling the land as their own. So that is how the land became yours. But Chubukov is telling, no, that is not the case. Nobody's peasants paid your aunt's grandmother. It was not like that. The land was in dispute and now the dispute is solved and the land is ours. So this is what Chubukov is explaining Lomo. Lomo, I'll prove to you that they are mine. Chubukov, you won't prove it, my darling. Lomo, I shall. Chubukov, dear one, why yell like that? You won't prove anything just by yelling. I don't want anything of yours and don't intend to give up what I have. Why should I? And you know, my beloved, that if you propose to go on arguing about it, I'd much sooner give up the meadows to the peasants than to you. There. Lomo, I don't understand. How have you the right to give away somebody else's property? Chubukov, you may take it that I know whether I have the right or not. Because, young man, I am not used to being spoken to in that tone of voice and so on. I, young man, am twice your age and ask you to speak to me without agitating yourself and all that. Lomo, no, just think I am a fool and want to have me on. You call my land yours and then you want me to talk to you calmly and politely. Good neighbors don't behave like that. Stepan Stepanovich, you are not a neighbor, you are a grabber. Now the argument has now shifted from Lomo and Natalia to Lomo and Chubukov. They both are now in a heated conversation and Chubukov is telling the land is ours and nobody's peasants worked there, it is only ours. Lomo is telling, no, we'll prove. I have the documents, I'll prove that the land is mine. And Chubukov is telling, you will not prove anything just by shouting. Okay, you don't shout at me like that because I am twice your age and never in my life somebody has come and spoken to me in such a high tone. So better stop yelling. And if you are not going to stop yelling, if you are going to continue arguing to me like that, I'll give the land not to you but to the peasants, and that too for free. I'll give the land for the peasants. Immediately Lomo is getting furious. He is telling, how is that possible for you to give my land to the peasants? It is not yours, and how do you have the right to give the land? And Chubukov is telling, I will decide whether I have the right or not. You stop speaking, okay? Don't argue because I am elder to you. And Lomo is telling, you people are not real neighbors, you are only grabbers. Why? Because you claim my land to be yours. Okay, children? Without agitating means without getting angry. Chubukov, what's that? What did you say? Natalia, Papa, send the movers out to the meadows at once. Chubukov, what did you say, sir? Natalia, oxen meadows are ours, and I shan't give them up. Shan't give them up. Shan't give them up. Lomo, we'll see. I'll have the matter taken to court, and then I'll show you. Chubukov, to court? You can take it to court and all that. You can, I know you. You are just on the lookout for a chance to go to court and all that. You pettifogger, all your people were like that, all of them. Lomov, never mind about my people. The Lomovs have been honorable people, and not at one has ever been tried for embezzlement like your grandfather. Chubuko, you Lomos have had lunacy in your family, all of you. Natalia, all. Chubukov, your grandfather was a drunkard and your younger aunt, Nastasia Milhailovna, ran away with an architect and so on. Lomov, and your mother was humpbacked. Something pulling my side, my head, help, water. So now this conversation has now started, the argument has now started among the three. Natalia has also joined with Chubukov, she has also started yelling, and Chubukov has also started yelling, and Lomo is also not willing to give up, even though he is suffering the palpitation, even though his heart is pounding hard, he doesn't want to stop. They all are arguing, and Lomo is telling he is willing to take the matter to the court so that he will be able to prove that the land is his. And Chubukov is telling, I know you will take it to court because you were waiting for a chance to take it to the court. Okay, you were waiting for some chance to make this small issue bigger. You are a pettifogger. Pettifogger is somebody who creates trouble for something which is very silly. Okay, and he is also telling, Lomo is also telling, in our family nobody was arrested or nobody was tried for embezzlement. Embezzlement means looting of money, okay, swindling of money or looting of money, okay, from somebody else or from the employer. That is called as embezzlement. And your people, Chubukovs, have been accused of swindling money, and never Lomos have been accused of for this reason. And Chubukov is also telling, your father is a drunkard, your aunt has run away with somebody. So this family issues and all were being spoken. Because this fight was getting heated up, everybody was accusing the family. Chubukov, your father was a guzzling gambler, Natalia, and there haven't been many backbiters to equal your aunt. Chubukov, my left foot has gone to sleep. You are an interviewer. Oh, my heart. And it's an open secret that before the last election you bribed. I can see stars. Where's my hat? So now both Lomo was also suffering palpitation. He was also losing his balance. On the other hand, Chubukov was losing his balance. Why? Because they were continuously arguing and shouting. Chubukov was also feeling tired. Lomo was also feeling tired. And he calls Lomo to be an interviewer. Interviewer is somebody who is planning against somebody else. Okay, to plan against somebody else is an interviewer, a person who plans against. Okay, is called as an interviewer. Natalia, it's slow, it's dishonest, it's mean. Chubukov, you are just a malicious, double-faced interviewer. Yes, Lomo. Here is my hat, my heart. Which way? Where's the door? Oh, I think I'm dying. My foot's quite numb. Chubukov, and don't set foot in my house again. Natalia, take it to the court. We'll see. Chubukov, devil take him. Natalia, what a rascal! What trust can one have in one's neighbor after that? So Lomo was also holding his heart because his right foot was, it has become numb, and his heart was also paining. So he was he was not feeling it comfortable on his body. So he was trying to move out of the house. And similarly, Chubukov was also suffering some pain in his body. And Natalia is now telling him to go away and never come back, and let us meet in the court, and never come back. Chubukov, the villain, the scarecrow, Natalia, the monster, first he takes our land and then he has the impudence to abuse us. Chubukov. And that blind hen, yes, that turnip ghost, has the confounded cheek to make a proposal, and so on. What? A proposal? Natalia. What propose? Chubukov. Why? He came here to propose to you. Natalia. To propose? To me? Why didn't you tell me so before? Chubukov. So he dresses up in his evening clothes, the stuffed sausage, the wizen-faced frump. Natalia. To propose to me? Ha! Bring him back. Back. Bring him here. Chubukov. Bring whom here? Natalia. Quick, quick, I am ill. Fetch him. So now Lomo has left the place. Chubukov is tired and he has fallen on his chair. And this man was shouting about both. Natalia was also shouting against this Lomo, and Chubukov was also shouting against Lomo. And accidentally Chubukov is telling that with all this dress up and things, he comes for a proposal. Only then Natalia is just realizing what for he came. Okay, she is asking the father why he came for, and this man is telling. Chubukov is explaining to the girl that he came to ask you for marriage. So immediately she falls down thinking, and she was crying also. Why you didn't tell me this before? This you should have told me before, that he has come to propose to me. Why didn't you tell this before? Now you go and fetch him back. You go and bring him back. And she starts to sit and cry. And this father is asking, whom do you want me to bring back? And this girl is telling, you go and bring Lomo back. Chubukov, what's that? What's the matter with you? Oh, unhappy man that I am. I'll shoot myself. I'll hang myself. We have done for her. Natalia, I am dying. Fetch him. Chubukov, phew. At once, don't yell. Natalia, what have they done to me? Fetch him back. Fetch him. Chubukov, he is coming, and so on. Devil take him. Oof, talk to him yourself. I don't want to. Natalia, fetch him. Chubukov, he is coming, I tell you. Oh, what a burden. Law to be with the father of a grown-up daughter. I'll cut my throat, I will indeed. We cursed him, abused him, drove him out, and it's all you. You. So now this girl is now worried. She has missed the chance of this proposal. Okay, she is asking her father to go and fetch this Lomo back. And the father is confused. So long we were abusing him, cursing him, we were fighting against him, and now you want me to go and call that boy back. This girl was not ready to listen. She was telling, I don't know what you are going to do. You go and bring Lomo back, because this is the case of a proposal. I don't want to miss this proposal. So she was driving the father away to call Lomo back. Even though Chubukov was not at all interested, he was telling, I'll bring him back, but I won't speak. You speak, and whatever you want, you deal with it. So we will continue the remaining part of the lesson in the next class, children, and please do subscribe our YouTube channel for more updates. See you, children.